Well, it is the 1873 FM, your voice, your power, with your host, Tinashe Mpasiri, as we continue on the Santon Express morning show in search of the future. I want the power of storytelling. And right about now, as I stated earlier, I happen to be joined by Edzai Zvobwo. Edzai, a wonderful morning to you, and thank you so much for giving up time to be on the 1873 FM this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Mpasiri. Yeah, it's a pleasure. Thank you very much for calling me.
Well, it is indeed a pleasure and an honor to have you on the other end of the phone, particularly on this very special day, the 21st of January 2020. It's not only a day that it's not only a day that marks the start of your dash, but also a day that today the Davos 2020 World Economic Forum annual meeting kicks off. But before we get deeper into this morning's conversation, maybe Mr. Zvobwo, you are no stranger to the 1873 FM, but there are some other people who are tuning in for the first time. Just briefly to tell us how the year from the last conversation that we had with you on the 1873 FM to now today, where you happen to be celebrating the mark on your the beginning of your dash. How has been? If you could just share your experiences so far.
No, it's been amazing. I mean, yes, 1873 is my home. I mean, we've shared so many moments together, on air and off air, and so basically, we are trying to contribute to the human race in terms of knowledge, in terms of just understanding why we are here and what's our purpose, and understanding how the different species of life come together such that we can thrive as human beings. So yes, we've used education as a platform, but currently I've just started a company called Akalytica, and this is a human behavior research company where we are focusing on and using technology to understand how human beings behave. Because I might ask you several questions, right?
Yes.
And you might lie to me. So we're going beyond that, actually seeing and observing human beings. So the thing that machine learning, IoT, and all these next-gen technologies have brought is the ability to measure things in a non-intrusive way. So now we can measure a lot of things, and we're using that measurement to try and understand the human being. So it's about you, Mr. Mpasiri, coming up with a hypothesis, right? It's a hypothesis testing. So if there are any assumptions, untested assumptions that are out there, and they can be measured, that's what we do. So we measure and challenge untested hypotheses, basically.
Well, I find that quite interesting, especially the fact that you are making use of technology in order to measure human behavior. And if we were to look just at the World Economic Forum the annual meeting that is taking place in Davos, I've looked at some of the things that they are. I've looked at the agenda in itself. Basically, when you look at the agenda of Davos, it's the stories shaping the global, regional, and the industry agendas. And if you were to look at some of the platforms, the conversations that are taking place, shaping the future of technology, governance, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, shaping the future of technology governance, data policy. So, which is in line with what you are basically talking about, the use of technology actually to evaluate human behavior. So that being said, I mean, if you were to look at the 1873 FM Santon Express morning show, it's been running under the theme "In Search of the Future I Want," and we all seem to be talking about the future that we all want and how best can we be able to secure that future as individuals. So the question that I am posing to you, Mr. Zvobwo, who is to determine this future, and what role does radio have to play in securing this kind of future, and what role as individuals can we play to secure a shared future which is inclusive, which is progressive, which is also prosperous?
Yeah, the future I want, yes, I understand your trust towards that, right? But
Yes.
you find that right now, at this particular moment, right, everything else constant can take two people, put them in the same room under the same conditions, uh, and those people will see two different things. So I think the future that you want is a personal future.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a common future, because even in the bountiful years of our continent or otherwise, there are some people who are still pessimists even in the best of times. You know what I mean? So we can never have a future where we're saying everyone is happy, everyone is. In fact, it kicks the idea of inclusivity out of the door, because if you
In itself, I mean, like you said, it's your point of view. It could also inspire other individuals to just add their voices on issues that they're quiet about and ignite them to
yes,
be action oriented rather than waiting for the next individual to be the problem solver. Yet they can also be the problem solver within their community. On that note, I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of the 1873 network as well as the 1873 FM to wish you many happy returns as you celebrate your birthday today, and may the Almighty bless you abundantly. And the power vested in me by the Creator, I, Tinashe Mpasiri, proclaim the 21st of January, Edzai Zvobwo Appreciation Day.
Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated.
You are very much welcome. You have yourself a lovely day further, and definitely don't forget to pass by to get your present.
Sure, no, I
will. Okay.
Ciao.
You have a lovely day further.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye for now. All right. So on that note, it takes me to the end of this morning's show. And Villas Kwa, yes, thank you so much for that contribution. You say that have a script in hand to get flow in speech. That has been noted. And these are the kind of this is the kind of feedback that we also want from our listeners as well as our viewers, so that we can improve in as far as delivering these shows that speak to you at the end of the day. All comments, all remarks are very much welcome, and we want to be able to provide the best for you. But it can only happen if you also engage and tell us where we can actually improve. And I'm very thankful for that. On that note, it's goodbye from me, Tinashe Mpasiri. And the rest of the crew behind the scenes, as you had seen, some individuals who ensure that when we have technical issues, they are resolved and we can get ahead with the show. So make sure you stay tuned for more. Shortly, Paul, also known as MP3, is it MP Light? MP Light, yeah. He will be joining you with this special guest. So make a date, continue tuned in to the 1873 FM's radio platform. And as I sign out, let us see what we can be able to play you. All right. That's a goodbye for now.
From 1873 to present, and introspect to your heritage.
Can we say behind every successful woman is a lazy nigga? I don't know. What do you say?
No, definitely not. I think behind every successful woman is another successful woman.
Oh, I like
So
that.
I definitely think that women look out for each other. There's a misconception that we're always attacking each other or something. But I definitely think that we do tend to look after each other.
Definitely.
One piece of advice I always give to young people is that they need to understand how finances work.
Empowering the mind, enriching the nation. 1873 FM.
Hey. Oh, yeah. Gotta take a little time to think things over. I gotta read between the lines in case I need it when I'm older. Yeah. And my